You're smart. You spot patterns quickly. You can see the flaw in almost any plan, except your own. On paper, your career looks fine. You hit deadlines. You sound sharp in meetings. People trust you with complex problems. But your own projects, the course you wanted to build, the app idea, the newsletter, the YouTube channel, they sit half finished and overcomplicated, buried in folders called things like V2 Final for Real that no one has ever seen. You call it high standards. You tell yourself you're not ready yet. You're waiting for the right moment, the right version, the right level of polish. I've done the same thing. I could dismantle other people's plans in seconds. My own work was always almost ready. Here's the twist. Your intelligence and your so-called high standards are not always an advantage. Sometimes they're the trap. Perfection here is not a love of quality. It's fear of visible imperfection. On the surface, it sounds noble. I don't want to put out something sloppy. Underneath, it's sharper. I cannot afford to look wrong. If you've been the smart one most of your life, your identity is built on being capable and prepared. You're the person who gets it. Teachers, managers, friends expect that from you. You expect that from you. And releasing work is dangerous because once it's out, people can judge it. They can say it's average. They can question it. Or worse, they can ignore it completely. So your brain builds a safety system. It tells you to keep tweaking the slide deck, keep rewriting the code, keep redoing the design. It feels like you're improving it, but you're really delaying the moment your competence can be measured. Inside, the story sounds polite. I'm not ready yet. The translation is brutal. If I put this out, I might find out I'm not as good as I think I am. I've been there. Months spent polishing a perfect project page and never sending the link to a single person because there was always one more thing to fix. That is the perfection trap. Identity protection, disguised as standards. You'll probably see yourself in at least one of these. First, the analyst perfectionist. They want the complete dashboard before sharing anything. They build the perfect presentation or report, and by the time it's ready, the question has changed or the team has moved on. A rough draft in week 2 would have sparked feedback. The polished version in week 8 arrives late and lands soft. Second, the founder perfectionist. They delay launch for one more feature, one more bug fix, one more round of polish. They are more afraid of reviews than excited about users. Meanwhile, a scrappier competitor ships a rough version, gets complaints, and fixes the right things. The product is ugly at first, but it's alive. Third, the creative perfectionist. The writer, designer, musician with a hard drive full of drafts and almost nothing published. They compare their rough sketch to someone else's finished piece and treat that gap as proof they aren't ready yet. So they keep tweaking and never hit publish. Different roles, same pattern. Delay, polish, protect, lose momentum. So how do you break this without becoming someone who doesn't care about quality at all? The countermove is a different standard, minimum viable action. Minimum viable action is the smallest version of your idea that gets real-world feedback. Not the smallest version that looks impressive. The smallest version that can actually be tested. Perfection mindset asks, what is the best version I can imagine? Minimum viable action mindset asks, what is the smallest version that lets reality talk back? Lowering the bar sounds like laziness. It isn't. It's an optimization for feedback speed. When you lower your standards for the first version, your long-term quality goes up, not down, because you finally learn from real data instead of guessing in your head. Think about 2 timelines. Perfectionist timeline. You plan for weeks, build in secret, refine, tweak, second guess, and finally launch one big polished thing. Feedback comes late. If you were wrong in a big way. Minimum viable action timeline. You plan just enough, build a tiny version, put it out, get feedback, adjust, and repeat. Feedback comes early and often. Each mistake is small, cheap, and fast to fix. After 10 cycles, who has the better product? Not the person who tried to be right in their head, the person who learned in public. This is an identity shift too, from I'm the person who's always right to I'm the person who learns fastest. So, how do you force yourself to live this, not just nod along? Call it the 72-hour minimum viable action protocol. One project, 3 steps, 72 hours. Step 1. Define one outcome. Pick a project you've been perfecting for weeks or months, not 10 projects. 1. Write a single clear outcome for the next 7 days. Not finish everything. Something like get 3 people to test version 1, or publish 1 rough draft, or collect 5 user responses. Then choose 3 metrics that would prove you're making progress on that outcome. Views, replies, clicks, signups, demo requests, anything you can count. Step 2. Design the minimum viable action. Ask, what is the smallest version I can build in 72 hours that still gives me those 3 metrics? Now strip away features, polish, scope ruthlessly. If it doesn't help hit those metrics, it's optional. You'll know you're close when it feels slightly uncomfortable, like, this is too rough. People will see the seams. That feeling is the signal you're finally leaving the perfection trap. Lock this version as your target. For the next 72 hours, no adding, just one more thing. Step 3. The 72-hour release rule. You commit to getting that minimum viable action out within 72 hours, no matter how it feels. Use a simple rule. If it's at about 70% of what you imagine, you release it. Your feelings are not the metric. 70% doesn't mean broken audio or a confusing message. Technical basics stay non-negotiable. You're publishing before you've rewritten the script for the 5th time, not before you've tested your microphone. After you put it out, judge it only against the 3 metrics you chose, not against your ego and not against someone else's final version. Run this once on one project and watch what changes. Your fear doesn't disappear, but it loses authority. You see something simple. Output beats ego. And remember, real success isn't secretly being right. It's learning fast in public. If you like that, watch what's next. YouTube picked it just for you. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.